It's Barry's time. We are here for the season 4 draft 2027. It is draft time. So we need to update you on how the team has been doing. And they've really they're driving me crazy. The Berries are driving me crazy this season. We're supposed to be trying to go 500. We're currently 39 and 49. And the reason why this is driving me crazy, we were 35 and 35. And then we had decided to go through this 4-game series with Indianapolis and got swept. Then we lost a sweep to the hands of the Twins. So we lost 7 games in a row. We bounced back a little bit, winning 1 game against Houston, but we were right in this in terms of playoff spot. We were right in this in terms of everything going on, and now we're 11 games out of the division. You can see that 500 ball would have put us around 5 or 6 games out and in contention for that second place in the playoff in our division, and things have just completely and totally fallen apart. And we are what we are now. The offense has been really poor. If I show you here, we're really struggling to score runs. The Berries are 28th in runs, 28th in average. The ERA is now down to 19th. We're 26th in strikeouts. Our defensive efficiency still is 13th. Our lineup right now, we're rolling out Noelvi Marte, Edward Julien. Cody Bellinger was hurt for 2 weeks. That's when everything kind of fell apart with us because he's having a very good season for us. Josh Naylor has been up and down. Keibert Ruiz, MJ Melendez is up with the team, as is Tommy Edman. They've been solid for us, but not spectacular. Drew Gilbert has been not so great. Lenyon Sosa has been okay. Our shortstop, Averson Ortega, he's now in AAA because he's been abysmal. It just has not worked in terms of an offense. I cannot figure it out. And the pitching staff in the last 2 weeks has just fallen apart. Grayson Rodriguez was being good. Brady Singer is now up. We're trying to do anything. Kyle Muller had an 8 ERA or something like that. It was just awful. Griffin Canning has been kind of what he is. Gallardo is up and has been solid enough. Walker Buehler is now in the bullpen. Chad Dallas, the long man, is now in the rotation. We're going to give him a try there. Our big closer, Jesus Figueroa, has been bad. I demoted him to a middle relief guy. He's been much better. We've now moved him back in the closing spot. So you can see in the pitching, the starters have been really, really bad. It's the bullpen that's been really good. Figueroa has not, but Wisniewski, Milner, Yuki Matsui has been effective. Manuel Rodriguez has been effective. Ladzinski has been effective. Walker Buehler has been terrible. He's now as our long man. And Sean Armstrong has been effective in minimal starts for the Berries. The lineup, though, just has not worked out for us. I really don't know where we're going right now, especially as we head towards the trade deadline. But this is all about the draft. We have the number 2 overall pick, so we can add some more talent. In terms of our prospects as well, where do we have our prospect pipeline? It's been kind of abysmal as well for the Berries this year. It hasn't worked out the way I was hoping. Grady Emerson, who was their number 1 pick last year and first overall, is starting to establish themselves better at A-ball. Montmayor is finally figuring out rookie ball, I guess. He still hasn't been great. Brady Ebel is responding better now at A-ball. He hasn't been great. Maybe he can make it up to high A-ball this season. Trey Rangel has been solid. He's been a nice pickup. Tim Clare has been okay. But for the most part, our minor league system hasn't worked out. Justin Legurnick has been pretty good actually at high A-ball. He's been the other guy. And Jacob Marcy is taking a big step at AAA. He has been up and down with the major league team. The AAA team has not been great overall in terms of record, but we've had some really nice performances there. Jacob Marcy, as you can see, 325, 9 home runs, 50 RBIs has been good. Nelson Velasquez has been demoted to AAA. He's been absolutely tearing up AAA, but he can't hit in the majors, so I really don't know what to do with him anymore. Justin Foscue has been up and down. Zach Geloff has not been yet. Robert Gasser, who is supposed to be our number 2 man in the rotation, he was 2-8 with a 7 ERA in the majors. He's now at AAA. Muller has a 6.55 ERA in the bigs. He's now at AAA. I really don't know where to go with our starting rotation. It is what it is. So we're going to try and fix that as we approach the trade deadline. Maybe it's just kind of putting in the best guys we got and hoping they can perform better. So let's jump ourselves into the draft. We are, as I said, the number 2 pick that we're looking at, so we will figure out all this as we go along. The mock draft has us taking center fielder Barbecue Isbinger. I might take him just for the name alone, a center fielder, but he has a potential of a lot of power, good contact abilities, a decent defender, probably more of a corner outfielder in the end. Also want to improve our starters. We need to get some starting depth coming through the minor leagues. So let's jump in the draft and let's see what happens. So the number one pick overall, the Washington Nationals take left fielder Eddie Vincent. That was the player we're kind of looking at maybe a bit, but not someone who is high up on my board. So I made my decision at number 2. We're going to go with starter Jeff Mann. He's a college pitcher, so he's a little bit older, going to sign for a little bit less money. I love the stuff. I love the control. He's already at 29 overall, so we can move him hopefully fairly quickly through the system, get him up into A-ball maybe right off the start here and get him some innings this season. I think this is the way to go. We're going to go with Jeff Mann. Isminger is really interesting to me. He's probably the player I would have taken, probably should take, but I really want to focus on my starters here and get a very high quality starter. So we're going to take Jeff Mann with our first overall pick. Second round, we're going to take another starter in Kevin Trent, a high school pitcher with tremendous stuff. I worry a little bit maybe about the control, but looks very solid. Fastball, curveball, changeup, splitter, cutter. Throws fairly decently hard given, and a fly ball pitcher will play very well at our ballpark. So Kevin Trent, looking for 650,000. That's well under slot, actually. So I think this is a very good pickup, especially a 78 potential. Third round, we're going with the right fielder in Joe Hoover, 73 potential. Good contact ability, potential for some power there as well. A solid hitter. So we're going to add Joe Hoover is our pick here in round 3. Round 4, I'm actually going to go with the reliever. 31 overall, 57 potential for Jimmy Tilley. Very solid stuff. The control maybe scares me a little bit. Fastball slider, though, but I think a very good pitcher here to add and not going to cost us very much. And we're going to spend on some money a little bit later on here. So right relief pitcher, Jimmy Tilley in round 4. Pick 5, going to be high school outfielder Jeremy DeRosso. Love the contact ability, love the power potential. He's probably a player who's going to have to take a little while to develop here given the overalls, but I think this is a very, very good player moving forward. So Jeremy DeRosso in round 5 is going to be the pickup. And one more starter here in round 6, Ben Westreich, another high school arm, someone we can add because we took a reliever in pick 4. So Ben Westreich as another starter here, trying to add some depth to our rotation through our minor league system. I'm going to move to college players here now just to add. So we have closer Sean Flores. Going to pick him up here, 19-year-old, but it is a JUCO type player. Easy signability source. So Sean Flores with the potential and overall. Now we need to add some quality relievers into our minor league system. Another outfielder here, right fielder Chris Swanson with our next pick here in round 8. Solid college outfielder. Fit very well into our system. Another college closer, Ben Mayhew, fastball, sinker, cutter, another righty who throws fairly decently hard. So we'll add another reliever, trying to build that up. A 30 overall player should be able to move fairly quickly through our system as well. Going to add some catching depth. Catcher Jerry Brady. We always need more catching depth. Solid defender, solid potentials in terms of the power and contact. So we'll see what we can get here with Jerry Brady. Balanced first baseman Deshaun Bournes here with pick number 11 for us, adding some more depth. Deshaun Bournes, a college first baseman, left-handed hitter, to add another first baseman to the system. Back to the relievers. Reliever Dylan Campbell is another player we're going to pick up here just because a little further advanced in terms of overall, can move him up a little quicker in our system. We want to really establish ourselves in the A and high A ball. If not this season, at least next season. So Dylan Campbell could be a piece of that. Another closer, David Rivera. Like I said, we're going to add to this bullpen. We're going to build a bullpen. Basically, I think high A ball with this pick here and our draft in general. So hopefully a high A ball is a place we can focus on next season at Weyburn. We're going to add a Canadian starter here in Art Hackwell. He is a high school arm. We're going to pick up, won't be a big expense to us in terms of the budget. So Art Hackwell is a starter from Canada that we are going to add. One more reliever here, Eric Crote. It's going to be our 15th pick. I'm going to kind of go off scouting recommendations after this, but Eric Crote is another reliever, 30 overall, 43 potential. Just well established here, and I think we can need some established players in our system. So that is it for the draft before we jump into getting those players signed. All-Star game rosters are out as well. We have one All-Star. It's our long man, Chad Dallas. That really tells you something about the way the season has gone for the Berries, as well as the prospect. Once again, it is David Montmayor somewhere right here. He finally won a game at rookie ball. He's down to a 4.21 ERA, so maybe he's finally making some progress for us. Still only 19 years old. So David Montmayor is there, as well as the number 1 overall pick from last year, Grady Emerson, who, if you check him out here, is developing nicely. Still says 75 overall potential. Very good defense. He has a 122 OPS plus. The batting average is down this season at A ball compared to what he did last season, but he has played a few more games this year, so a little bit smaller sample size. Last year, the left-handed hitting shortstop for us, so hopefully he can progress to high A ball. Probably late this season, maybe next season, probably more likely next season. So that's why the focus is going to be on Weyburn next year. So these are our players' demands and everything that goes along with this. We have demands are at slot value for our first round pick, Jeff Mann, below for second round pick, Kevin Trent, right at the slot for right fielder, Joe Hoover, under slot for Jimmy Tilley, a little bit over slot for Jeremy DeRosso, but that's okay given the money we'll save on Tilley. And 650,000 is an extra for Ben Westreich. So basically swap Tilley and Westreich. We're basically at slot all the way along, except for that starting pitcher, Kevin Trent. So we're definitely going to be under budget for our draft picks this season. So our draft budget was $16 million. You add it all up, we are definitely going to be under budget with our draft this year. And we have a bunch of picks in the later rounds that I think are going to be relievers and starters that help us out, hopefully at high A ball next year with Weyburn. So I think it's been a very, very productive draft for the Berries. We will move ourselves forward here one day to officially hit the All-Star break, and we'll be preparing ourselves for the trade deadline. We pick up the win, so we head into the All-Star break at 40-49, 9 games under that 500 where we want to finish. Luis Robert is your home run derby winner, and Boston is who is leading the way for Roman Anthony was the MVP in the All-Star game from the Red Sox. We have added Jeff Mann. We have added Kevin Trent. So these guys are going to be into games this season for us. That's very, very important for us as we can still build up, I believe, an A ball with Swift Current this season. And we are ready to begin the second half as we have a 4-game set ready for the Portland Beavers, our expansion cousins, who currently are 45-44. They are 6 games out of the division race, but they're 2 games back of the guaranteed playoff spot. We are 5 games back of them, so a big, big push here would be very, very important for the Berries. Hopefully we can make a second half run as we approach the trade deadline. That's going to be a big part of what we do into the deadline. So make sure you turn into that next episode, see if the Berries can make a playoff push here, or at least a push towards 500. As always, I greatly appreciate all your support. Make sure you comment, Go Berries, go down in the comments below. And we'll see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.